Welcome in, everybody, to a Wednesday edition of Birds 365 here on JAKIB Sports. I'm your host, Zander Krause. That's my co-host, Johnny Mac, John McMullen. Another day, another episode of Birds 365. Johnny Mac, how you doing on this Wednesday morning, brother, as we inch closer to what is the 2025 NFL training?
Yeah, we're inside of 2 weeks, and this is 2 weeks exactly from the first practice. So
Right.
It'll be Wednesday, the 23rd. It's really close. It still seems far. Well, it depends. You know, when you're doing shows, off-season shows, it seems far. When I'm doing writing, off-season writing, it seems really close.
Right.
So
Well,
it depends
yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
It depends on how you frame it, but it's coming. It's coming. So
Yeah, John, I
everybody
think
get
the
ready.
Chargers
Get all
might
your
be-
stuff in as everybody's getting all their stuff in this week.
Yeah, no doubt about it. John, I think the Chargers are at camp this week. I think they go Friday.
Do they?
I
Wow,
think because they
that's
play in
early.
do they play in the Hall of Fame game?
Probably.
Yeah, so I
don't
think
even
that's
know.
why they're at camp. So we're really, I mean, NFL season is right here, everybody. So
Boy, that's really early. Boy,
yeah,
oof.
I know. Like you got to wonder how that's going to affect them. Chargers training camp. I thought I heard that somewhere. Let me make sure.
Yeah, they're playing the Lions in the Hall of Fame game on July 31st. Boy, that is early. Yeah, no wonder.
Yeah, and they're reporting July 12th. Yeah, so they report 3 days.
That is
July,
crazy. That
yeah,
is crazy.
rookies.
But
It says
I
July
don't know about.
16th is when
I
veterans.
love the Hall of Fame. I love it, but boy, I hate that game. I
Yeah,
have
what is the
no
point of that
interest.
game? I never understood that game.
I don't know. Nobody
Football in the
plays.
summer. I guess.
Well, you're having a big sort of, it's a celebration of the players going in the hall, and it's a big thing from a ceremonial standpoint. So you have an entire week and you end it with a game, but yeah, I don't think it's needed, but I guess it's important for the Hall of Fame. So I think a lot of people don't know it's not the NFL Hall of Fame, it's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So they have to raise their own money and things like that. So I guess it's very important. But just from a purely football perspective, boy, nobody plays in that game now. Nobody. And they had that crappy field for years. And you know what? One of the years they had to cancel the game because the field was so bad. And they've now replaced it. But yeah, think about it. It wasn't a big deal in the 50s, 60s, 70s when you had these games. Now, and it comes up when you go to some of these international games. Specifically, I know there were a lot of complaints about the field in Mexico at times. You have these high level athletes playing on it, and Brazil last year. Heck, Brazil, there were a lot of complaints about the field. We have these high level athletes playing on these fields, and it's like, you really want to go that route,
Right.
NFL? And they don't seem to care. I mean, you don't even have to go outside the country. You can go right up the New Jersey Turnpike to MetLife Field, which is everybody hates. Ultimately, there's so much money in it now with the players. You shouldn't have them out there on high school fields, which is essentially for many years what. It was a high school field, literally. I think Canton McKinley High School. And now Tom Benson, obviously, was the one who came in and sort of refurbished the stadium. And, kudos to him. But yeah, it was for many years, nobody cared because, again, nobody thought of it. But now that there's so much money in the game, they had to fix that field, and Tom Benson, who passed away, by the way, a few years ago, but was able to get that done before he passed. So kudos to him. And the field is much better. But the game, tough watch. tough watch.
Very tough watch, no doubt about it. Johnny Mac, let's get into our top 25 today. We started a little bit late. Apologies for that on Birds 365. Appreciate everybody being here this morning. Hit that like button for us. Drop your comments in the live show. Good to see my man James Jones is in here. Jason 18, Dank Yang Gang. I like that update, Dank. Cody K, Kimberly, Fly Eagles, John Secunda. What's going on, everybody? We appreciate each and every one of you. If you're watching after the show, don't forget to hit the like button for us. You guys have been awesome this offseason, and we appreciate it. Now just 2 weeks away from that first training camp practice, as John pointed out. John, we've done the top 25, and yesterday, Landon Dickerson landed on the list. And I was surprised because we still haven't listed Cooper DeJean, and I'm thinking, boy, I love Cooper DeJean and all, and he's a great player, and I'm excited for the future, and he's going to be a great Eagle, and he's crushing it at the Jersey Shore, but better than Landon Dickerson? I don't know about that, John, but he has not landed yet, and we are down to number 7. Landon was number 8. Devontae Smith was number 9. Quinyon Mitchell was number 10. Who was number 7 on the list, Johnny Mac?
Cooper DeJean, and I'm with you. I had Landon in front of Cooper. I had Landon in front of a bunch of people. I think I had Landon 6th overall, but Ed had him much higher. He had Cooper, I think, 6th overall, and it's a combined list, and I think he had Landon down at 11, which is sort of why it worked out the way it worked out. I'm a huge Cooper DeJean fan. I think he's a phenomenal football player. I think he could play slot, outside corner. I'm with Vic, safety. You can put him anywhere. He's going to succeed. And I think, maybe in 2 or 3 years, he's even higher on this list. But I think to put him over guys, Devontae Smith as well, Zach Bond, I'm like, what are we doing here? So I'm killing my own list. Really, I'm killing Ed, taking strays out.
We got to get Ed on.
He's on vacation. Now, I told him when he comes back, he'd feel free to rip me. Yeah. I'm going to make the rookies, and Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell were phenomenal as rookie players. But I can't put them ahead of the Landon Dickersons and Devontae Smiths of the world.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I can't.
I'm definitely on the
not
Johnny
yet.
Mac. I'm on the Johnny Mac train with that. Yeah. Am I losing John?
So I'm having some internet problems, but there's choppiness. I don't know if you're getting choppiness from.
I got it a little bit. I think it's on your end, John. I don't know. It might be on my end.
So anyway, for anybody listening, maybe that's going to be an issue, but I'll try to power through as best as possible. So with Landon, Devontae, Zach Bond, all-pro player, who was 11th on the list. I think they're a little bit too low. I think Cooper's probably a little bit too high. Quinyon's probably a little bit too high. Not that they're not great players, but this is a really talented team. And I think they just have to do it for a little bit longer to be in the realm of being considered better than those guys. But as I said, everybody's got their different philosophy. Obviously, this is for Ed, it's more projection than anything and what they're going to be. And like I said, they might, but boy, it's tough to get better than Landon Dickerson in his first 4 years.
Really,
good luck with that.
It really is. It's amazing that Landon came in at 8. But where did it? I guess can you reveal where Ed had Cooper that he ended up at 7? I know you didn't have Cooper at 7.
He had Cooper at 6th. I had him at 10th, I believe. And I had Landon at 6th, and he had Landon at 11. So that's sort of how it worked out. So we both had each, and Devontae. I mean, in a lot of ways, I think Devontae's hurt by AJ, and because I think he would be much higher on the list if he got the opportunities to succeed like some other receivers in the NFL, which even AJ doesn't hear. But I think Can't prove it, but I think Devontae should be a top 5 player on this team. There's so many. There's so many.
Yeah. I mean, this is where you get into the territory of you really see how good this roster is. I mean, you're in top 10 territory, and you can make a case for all of them in the top 5.
Yeah. And that's a good thing from the Eagles' perspective. But the really, really proven guys, and a lot of them we haven't talked about yet because they'll be in the top 6, and all deservedly so. But for the guys who we haven't mentioned yet, Landon, Devontae, Zach Bond, we have mentioned, Landon, Devontae, Zach Bond. You can make strong arguments that they belong in the top 5.
Yes.
But everybody, you got to pick. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a good problem to have. And in the rare case of you used to always say, and I love this phrase from you, the word good problem still has the word problem in it. And this one, it kind of is not really a problem. It's just a problem for the list making. It's not actually.
No, yeah, this one's not a problem.
It's not a problem for the team. John, how hard is it going to be for Cooper this year coming in? Because I believe he's going to still be at slot. Fangio floated out playing safety for him in sub packages in the base defense, which we've already talked about extensively on the show about why that label is annoying. He's going to be on the outside. He's got a big role this year, man. How much is on his plate coming into this year as kind of really one of the anchors at the secondary post Darius Slay?
Well, I think he's going to play all over in certain situations, sub packages. But I think, people are obsessed with the labels, and I talk about it all the time. I don't know why they're so obsessed by the labels, but they are. There are plays that he's going to play outside corner. There's going to be times where he's playing safety. There's probably going to be times where he's going to be a linebacker, to be honest. But yeah, the majority of his time is going to be in the slot. So that's how it will be spun. But he's gonna be all over. I think if everything goes to plan from big standpoint, just when you have that kind of versatility and sort of Malcolm Jenkins, they really haven't had it since Malcolm, who, everybody thinks Malcolm was a safety, and he was for the best majority, but he played slot corner. He played, believe it or not, he played outside corner for a few snaps every year. He played linebacker a lot, in nickel and dime. The dime is where it's going to be interesting where Cooper is, because that might be linebacker, that might be safety. But again, the labeling is silly because, you call it dime because there's 6 defensive backs on the field, but really, one of the defensive backs is playing linebacker. So what does it matter? What does the labeling matter? I've had to ask fans, but it matters a lot to them. I don't think it matters to Vic Fangio. Like, he's trying to put people in positions to succeed, and other people put the labels on it.
Should be a good one though with Cooper DeJean coming in this year. It's really amazing, John, what he was able to accomplish in year one. He came in, and what was it, week 5 he started? He started playing, or week 6 after the bye week, or was it week 4 before the bye week?
Well, he was playing a little bit on special teams, but he started for the first start, in the nickel, week 6 after the bye. Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say that was really an ignition point on the defense last year when Cooper DeJean hit the field. Yes, when the rookie hit the field, in my eyes, from the viewer's perspective, it looked like that's what the spark was on the defense. How do you follow up a performance like that? I know it's, in theory, you're going to get better, but do you think there's any chance? I mean, it is hard to kind of duplicate that type of performance when you have it. And, people talk about, coming into a year 2 player, the sophomore blues or the sophomore slump, whatever you want to call it. Any risk of that with Cooper, basically just because of how damn good he was in year 1? It's hard to go up.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I'd like to compare cornerbacks to relievers in baseball. Sometimes they have a good year, a down year, up year, down, like a yo-yo, because we had somebody on the show yesterday, pointing out Pat Surtain getting burned by Devontae Smith a couple years ago. Guess what?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best regarded right now. It's the best outside corner in football. Everybody's getting beat. The Jets are talking about, what Sauce Gardner's going to get from a contract standpoint. Probably going to set the market whenever he gets something done. But there's Jets fans, and because I know a bunch of them, they're like, yeah, he's not that good. I'm like, oh, okay, he's not that good. Jalen Ramsey for years, he's going to the Hall of Fame. But well, he got beat there. He got beat leading up to the Super Bowl. Yada yada. Everybody gets beat. Put on the Adam Thielen tape for Cooper DeJean. Guess what? Cooper didn't look that good, which he acknowledged.
Only game last year where you can say that. I think about Cooper that he didn't
probably his only poor game, but he had a phenomenal season. Was graded by PFF as the #1 cornerback in football, which to me they should split it to slot and outside, but whatever. He was #1 as a rookie, which is pretty freaking phenomenal. So is that going to happen again? Probably not. But is he going to be a really good player? Yes, because he is a really good player. But he will get beat. And Quinlan will get beat at times. Come to grips with that. Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley, Trent McDuffie, Christian Benford, who got $1 million, many millions in the offseason. Those are your best outside corners. Guys like that, Jalen Johnson, who I'm a big fan of, Devin Witherspoon, Sauce Gardner, as I mentioned, some of those guys, those are regarded as the best outside corners. They all get beat. Everybody gets beat. You're lying yourself. Yep. You think your guys aren't getting beat.
High expectations, though, John, for Cooper DeJean coming off that rookie season. He lands at number 7. Yes, number 7 on the Johnny Mac Ed Kratz top 25 Eagles list. That is a high ranking for the youngster coming in. He's 22 years old. He turned 22 in the Super Bowl. You guys remember, obviously. He had the pick 6 in the Super Bowl, which really catapulted his fame, Johnny Mac. He's been on the off season.
Yeah, well, that
for Cooper DeJean, man. He is on the off season.
Cooper's enjoying himself. But,
yes, he is.
He's such a great athlete. I mean, he's you don't have to worry about him being in shape, but it's going to be interesting. I don't think he's going to let it go to his head, but he's had a exciting off season. Like the exciting Mike's podcast.
Yes, he has. No doubt about it. Good stuff for Cooper DeJean. We got Mike Gill in the green room. We're going to talk to Mike in just a second here on Birds 365. I want to welcome and thank everybody for being here. Hit that like button for us. We appreciate all of you guys for being here today. Let's go to